Good morning, students. Today we are learning about the fluid flow in pharmaceuticals. A fluid is any substance that can flow like liquids and gases. So, water, milk, syrup, blood, and air are all examples of fluids. In pharmacy, many medicines move in fluid form during manufacturing. So, syrups, injections, IV fluids, creams, and suspensions all involve fluid flow. Think about water flowing through a pipe at home. So, that is fluid flow. In industries, medicines also move through the pipes and machines in a similar way. Fluid flow helps in mixing, pumping, filtration, and filling medicines into bottles. So, without proper fluid flow, medicines may not be prepared correctly. So, understanding the fluid flow is very important for pharmacists and pharmaceutical engineers. So, here are some real life examples that water flowing from a tap, juice flowing through a straw, other real examples for fluid flow. And pharmaceutical examples are syrup moving through the stainless steel pipe in a pharmacy factory. So IV fluids flowing through the hospital tubings. Okay. And what is fluid flow first? So fluid flow means the movement of the liquids or the gases from one place to the another. So the fluid moves because of the pressure, gravity or pumping forces. So when you pour tea into a cup, so the liquid flows downwards only because of gravity. So in pharmaceutical industries also, so pumps helps the medicines move through the pipelines. So fluid flow can be slow or fast depending on the thickness of the fluid. So thin liquids like water flow easily, whereas thick liquids like honey or syrup flow slowly. Scientists study the fluid flow to design the safe and efficient manufacturing systems. So proper flow prevents the medicine wastage, and so understanding the flow behavior helps the industries save time and money. Okay, so real life examples are honey flows slower than water, air flows from a fan. Pharmaceutical examples are cough syrup moving slowly during filling operations, oxygen gas flowing through the hospital cylinders. So let us see the types of the fluids here. So the fluids are mainly divided into liquids and gases. So liquids have fixed volume but no fixed shape. So gases spread everywhere and fill the container completely. Water is a liquid while oxygen is a gas. So in pharmacy both liquids and gases are very important. Syrups, injections and lotions are liquid medicines. So medical oxygen and anesthetic gases are gaseous fluids. So some fluids flow easily while other resist the movement. So this resistance is called the viscosity. So the type of the fluid affects how it is handled in industries. Okay. So real life examples are water bottle contains a liquid and a balloon contains a gas. Okay. And pharmaceutical examples are injectable solutions are liquids and nitrous oxide used in the hospital is a gas. So next is laminar flow. So laminar flow means a smooth and orderly movement of the fluid layers. So in this flow, the particles moves in a straight parallel lines. So there is a very little mixing between these layers. Okay. So laminar flow usually happen at a low speed. So it is a commonly a control flow. So this type of flow is very important in sterile pharmaceutical areas. So laminar airflow cabinets keep germs away during medicine preparation. So clean airflow protects the injections from contamination here. So the hospitals and the laboratories use the laminar flow system for safety. Laminar flow helps maintain clean pharmaceutical environments. And the real life examples are slow, smooth flow of water in a narrow pipe. And pharmaceutical examples are the laminar airflow chambers used for the sterile injections and a clean rooms in a pharmaceutical industries. Okay. And next is the turbulent flow. So turbulent flow is fast and irregular fluid movement. So the fluid particles move randomly and mix strongly here. Swirls and eddies are formed during the turbulent flow. So this flow usually occurs at a high speed. So rivers during floods show turbulent flow. Turbulent flow increases the mixing efficiency here. Okay, in pharmacy, mixing of the liquid medicines often use turbulent flow. It helps ingredients mix uniformly. However, too much turbulence may damage sensitive medicines, so industries carefully control the flow speed here. So real life examples for this flow are fast flowing rivers and water from a pressure pipe. And pharmaceutical examples for this type of turbulent flow is mixing tank for syrups and suspensions, agitation during the solution preparation. And next is viscosity and its importance. So viscosity means the resistance to flow. So thick liquids have high viscosity. So thin liquids have low viscosity. Honey is more viscous than water. So viscosity affects the pumping and filling operations. So thick medicines require a stronger pumps. Temperature also changes the viscosity. So here temperature is inversely proportional to the viscosity. So as the temperature increases, what will happen? The viscosity will automatically decreases. So hot liquids flow faster than the cold liquids. So pharmacists measure the viscosity to ensure the proper medicine quality here. So the correct viscosity improves the patient comfort and dosage accuracy also. So real life examples are honey flows slowly, water flows quickly. That is the most real life example. And the pharmaceutical examples are syrups and ointments have high viscosity, injectable fluids have low viscosity. So, and next is the Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli's principle explains the relationship between the speed and the pressure of fluids. So when a fluid speed increases, what will happen? The pressure decreases. So the aeroplane wings work using this principle only. So here perfume sprays also use Bernoulli's principle only. In pharmacy, the spray medicines use this concept. So nasal sprays produce a fine droplets because of the pressure changes. Nebulizers for asthma patients also work similarly only. So this principle helps in atomization processes. So the fine droplets improve the drug delivery to the body. Here the Bernoulli's principle is very useful in the pharmaceutical devices. So the real life examples are the perfume spray bottles and aeroplane flight. And pharmaceutical examples are nasal sprays, nebulizer for respiratory treatment. And next is the flow through pipes. So the pharmaceutical industries use a pipelines to transport the fluids. So the stainless steel pipes are commonly used here. So the pipes must be cleaned and sterilized properly. So the pumps help fluids move through long distances. So the pressure loss can happen due to the friction inside these pipes. So the narrow pipes increases the resistance to flow here, and a smooth pipes improves the fluid movement. So engineers design the proper pipe size for efficient flow here. So safe transport prevents the contamination of the medicines, and the pipe systems are essential in the large scale manufacturing. So what are the real life examples means water supply pipelines at home, and pharmaceutical examples are transfer of the syrups and liquid medicines in factories, and sterile water transport systems. So let us see the applications of the fluid flow in pharmacy. So the fluid flow is used in almost uh, every pharmaceutical process. So mixing operation requires controlled fluid movement. Filtration uses fluid flow through filters. Fluidized bed dryers depends on airflow, and syrup filling machines use liquid flow principles. Tablet coating involves spray flow systems. IV fluids are prepared using a fluid transfer systems. So creams and lotions are pumped through the pipelines, and a fluid flow also helps in cleaning the industrial equipments also. So therefore the fluid flow is one of the most important topics in the pharmaceutics. So the real life examples are washing machine, water movement, fuel flowing in the vehicles. Okay, so pharmaceutical examples are the tablet coating machines, sterile filtration systems. So all these are all the various examples. So in conclusion, so let us quickly revise the today's topic. So the fluids includes the liquids and gases, and the fluid flow means a movement of the fluids from one place to the another. So there are mainly two major types, that is laminar flow and turbulent flow. So the viscosity affects how easily fluids move, and Bernoulli's principle explains the pressure and the speed relationships, and fluid flow is essential in the pharmaceutical manufacturing. So it helps in mixing, pumping, filtration, drying, and filling medicines. So proper control of the fluid flow ensures the medicine quality and the patient safety here. So understanding the fluid flow makes the pharmaceutical production more efficient and reliable. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more and more pharmacy content.